Hello. Hi, Vaibhav. How are you?
Hi Shiva, I'm good. How are you?
Very good. See, Vaibhav, I've been thinking of doing a cricket-related podcast in my channel, but I've asked many people, but now I could not have asked for a better person to come on the show than you, man. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks, buddy. Sharing. It's all about the love for cricket, love for the
Yeah,
game. Let's do it.
exactly. Very good. So let's start with our earliest childhood memories of cricket. I always felt like all of my friends watch cricket when I was very very young, and it's the same with every Indian kid I know. But I I have early memories in the early 2000s, and but the strongest memory I have whenever I think about cricket, the earliest memory I get is in 2002 ICC Championships, where Yuvraj grabs a
Yeah.
fantastic catch against South Africa. So
Mm.
that's in my head. So what is your earliest childhood memory of cricket?
Yeah. Yeah, the way I was brought up in my family, everybody followed cricket. Yeah,
Mm,
and World Cup was a big thing coming up in 1996. That's
hmm
where I was like say 7 years old,
mm,
and all my neighborhoods kids always played cricket, and I was looking for a hero.
mm,
Yeah, someone to look up to who I can
mm.
follow blindly and bat like him. And
Yeah.
that's where I first came across 96 World Cup, where
Mm,
Sachin was at his peak. Yeah, still young, but dominating bowlers like McGrath, Bakar
yeah.
Yunis, Akram. Yeah, and that's where my first memory of cricket lies, where
Mm,
I was following that World Cup, and India, even though they were heavily dependent on Sachin Tendulkar, as a
mm,
team, we were still performing well. There were
mm.
heroes like Ajay Jadeja, Gavaskar Srinath at that time,
Yeah.
who was coming up the ranks. Yeah. So at that time, I felt, yeah, this is the Indian team can probably win the World Cup. Yeah. After
Mm,
83, this is going to be a big win.
mm,
So I started following every game. Sachin was scoring every match, even beating Australia. Yeah.
mm,
And even topping against teams like Kenya, who was very strong at
mm.
that time,
Yep.
West Indies. And that's where my first memory is seeing Sachin dominate, and
Mm,
then came the big semi-final against Pakistan, and
mm.
that's where I was following that Amir Sohail and Venkatesh
Yeah,
Prasad
yeah.
fighting,
Fantastic. Yes.
that heat which was building up, the Eden
Mm,
Gardens full stadium. No, it was not in Eden Garden, it was in Bangalore. The
mm.
semi-final was in Eden Garden, but at that time Ajay Jadeja smashing, that was my first memory, and
Very
that
good.
made me feel how much passionate this country is about the sport.
Mm,
And when we lost in the semi-finals, just to see that calmly crying and people burning
mm.
stands, yeah, I mean getting emotional about the loss, that actually felt me as a kid. Yeah, I thought,
Yeah.
no, we have to win the World Cup. Yeah, it is very
Mm,
important, and that is where my first memory lies. And since then I've been following World Cup every time,
yeah.
following Sachin era, and now MS Dhoni's and Kohli's era.
Mm.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. So you started with a great series, great World Cup. So I think the roots of those are very strong. That's formed us the interest in sport. That's fantastic. And when you were talking about the 1996 World Cup, from then onwards, the Indian cricket team, men's cricket team especially, had seen their highs and then lows. So, but everyone will give credit to any sporting team if they
Mm.
win trophies. So
Yes.
though you are coming second, and every time nobody will recognize you.
Mm.
Okay, that so India has been struggling recently in ICC events. So
Mm.
be it World Cup T20,
Mm.
one days, and ICC Test Championships. Like these are the bigger events that matters, and I see India struggling recently. We always reach semifinals or finals,
Mm.
but then we don't have that something that takes us to the title. So what
Mm.
do you think is missing?
Yeah, I think the obvious thing which comes to my mind first is, MS Dhoni's, yeah, that is
Mm,
charisma, his leadership, he was there, yeah, and then there was a motivation, to win the World Cup for Sachin. Even
mm,
when Sachin was not there in 2007, 2020 World Cup, yeah, the
mm,
team looked gelled together under MS Dhoni. So that kind of leadership is something which is still missing. Virat
mhm,
Kohli showed signs, yeah, but then again there was tips and changing, and Rohit Sharma coming in, and then he resigning himself. So I think that is where I thought is the missing part.
mm,
Team performs well in the World Cup, but in the crucial matches they
mm.
crumble under pressure. Yeah,
Yeah.
when there's a New Zealand side, or even recently against England, we lost as if we were not in the form. Yeah,
Yeah.
we were playing so well in the World Cup. We had to carry
Mm,
that momentum in the
yep.
final two matches. Yeah, and what happened? I mean, even I would say Pakistan played better than us in the finals
Mm,
against England.
yep.
Yeah, so I would say in the key moments, that partnership, that
Mm,
mindset of the leadership, that has been missing. the Ravi Shastri Virat Kohli combination was good, yeah, in terms of bringing the test team together. There was a
Yeah.
test championship, yeah. We
Oh,
did
yeah.
very well actually under them.
Mm.
Virat Kohli also flourished, so
Mm.
just the middle order was actually doing well in the test. But
Mm.
I think that is where I think Dravid, even though he's a great leader, he brought the Indian A team, yeah, up to the ranks. But I would say he's still not that aggressive like the Kohli and Shastri combination was, yeah, or for say MS Dhoni and Ganguly was, for example. Yeah, so I would say we need someone like a motivation. Sometimes you need a true leader, like we want to win it for Sachin Tendulkar. Yeah, we want to win it for this guy, and maybe this upcoming year, next World Cup is in India.
Yeah, no,
So you never know. This is the
exactly,
motivation we need.
exactly. Yeah, I think because the next World Cup is in India, that's a huge motivating factor.
Mm,
But I feel there's one more thing that's missing recently. What I observed is bowling. So for the key matches, okay, either our main bowler Jasprit Bumrah or our fantastic all-rounder Jadeja, they both were
mm,
not available. That's a big miss for India.
it is.
And I completely agree with your point of leadership. Though I rate Rohit Sharma highly as a leader, but during key moments, I
Mm,
think his leadership has been a bit lacking, and I seriously hope we are going to have a good chance in the upcoming World Cup in
I
India.
really hope. Yes, fingers
Yeah.
crossed. And I think, yeah, bowling is going to be a key factor in that. Yeah,
Mm.
we need to have our top bowlers playing for the nation, and not just for
Mm.
IPL. Yeah, we
Ah.
need Bumrah back. We need Ashdeep, I think, is doing well. That is going to
Mm.
be a good combination. And I would say in Indian pitches, of course, yeah, we need Ashwin,
Yeah.
who's actually becoming a good all rounder, I would say. We
Mm.
need Ravindra Jadeja back. Yeah,
Mm.
I would say. So I think this is going to be a World Cup for the all rounders. Yeah, if
Yeah.
you have people who can win matches both with bat and ball, this is
Mm.
what will win the World Cup. Yeah,
Exactly. I
this
think
is what Yuvraj Singh did in
yeah,
2011. Yeah, he
exactly.
performed with bat and ball.
If you have seen the teams winning, like especially in 2002 and 2001, 2021 and 2022,
Mm,
so England has been fantastic. The main reason is they have number of all-rounders.
mm,
You take
numbers. Yeah,
Moeen Ali, Ben
Moeen Ali, Ben
Stokes, Sam
Stokes,
Curran, Chris Wokes,
Sam Curran,
fantastic. What a
Forbes.
team! Like you can rely on them. So like
Okay.
they can come as number 7, 8, and they can score quick
Yeah,
runs. Wow,
their
that's
butler is a
what.
wicket keeper, so
Yeah, you
it's a
see.
free wicket keeper top batsman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think they have a fantastic team, and the reason for their success in 2022 is I attribute mostly related is Owen Morgan,
Mm,
and the way he transformed the white ball cricket in England is
mm,
fantastic.
it
I
is
think there should be some transformation in Indian cricket as
exactly.
well,
Yes.
like that focus. So, like I think in from when Virat Kohli era, when Shastri Kohli combination you're saying their
Mm,
focus I feel is mostly on Test cricket, which
mm,
they achieved, and India
yes.
is number one in Tests. That's great,
Mm,
but
mm,
I see that spark is
yeah,
lacking in
lacking in one
T20
days and
and
T20s.
ODI,
Mm,
especially T20s.
yes.
Like we were the first T20 champions, and then we were nowhere.
Mm,
I think we should give that focus to the white ball as well. And I
definitely.
personally feel now the Indian BCCI is looking it in a different way with the captaincy. They gave the captaincy to Hardik Pandya.
Mm,
I think they are doing something
think
there.
it's going in the it's heading in the good direction. But
Mm.
leadership is not just captaincy; it's also about the coach. Yeah, you see
Mm.
Brendan McCullum, how he changed the thought process of the English Test team. Yeah,
Test team,
they
yeah.
feel they can chase 400 easily, even on day 4
Mm.
and day 5. Yeah, that's the mindset we need if we want to
Yes.
become number one in one days.
Mm.
Yeah, even in Test, I would say the form England is in. It's very hard for India to beat them in Test.
Yeah.
Yeah, and same we need that Brendan McCullum mindset. Yeah, in India, somebody who had a mindset even while he was playing that way. Yeah, Brendan McCullum always was an aggressive batsman.
Wow.
Yeah, and
Mm.
he had that same thought approach. Yeah,
Mm.
he gave freedom to Bairstow. He gave freedom to Butler, Stokes. No matter if we lose, we have to
Mm.
chase this 400. We don't have to go for a draw. That's the thing
Exactly.
we need.
Yeah, so that's they're naming that type of play is called baseball. So I think
Mm,
that is doing wonders at
that's
the
what.
moment. And
Yes.
I really hope I think Indian Test team I've read very, very highly, but white ball team, I don't see that spark anymore.
Mm,
If we get that spark, it would be great for
mm,
Indian future. But anyway,
definitely.
our board is doing very good financially, so we should be good. The main reason for that, our board doing good is number of matches. I feel like cricket is played very,
Mm,
very like every day, almost every day, and
mm,
I feel suffocating at the moment, like the amount of matches giving us
true.
they're giving at the moment. If you take, for example, start of 2023 onwards, and
Mm,
this is just the 6th of February, and there already been two series
two
in
series.
India. So like they played against
Mm,
Sri Lanka, they played
New
against
Zealand.
New Zealand, and
The
not
Australia
the
is coming.
ODI and and T20 both. And
Mm.
Australia is coming now for a test series that go up to end of March, okay, or
Mm.
mid-March. You see, for the first 3 months, Indian cricket team is busy. I'm like that's
True.
too much of cricket for audience as well.
It is.
And that's where I feel most people like stop following
They
cricket.
lose interest.
Yeah,
Yes, definitely.
yeah. Do
Yeah,
you
I think
agree?
that is completely agree. Completely agree. For the
Mm,
fans and audience point of view, it
mm,
is too much for
yeah,
us to follow. Back in the days when we used to follow cricket, yeah, we used to look forward to the upcoming important series, yeah,
yes.
Boxing Day Test match, yeah, or
Wow.
an important Indian series, Sri Lanka coming home, yeah,
Mm,
West Indies coming home, struggling against us. Now it's not the charm anymore because we have 3 4 teams playing, and every day there is some other match
yeah.
going on. So what happens? Of course, it's very nice for BCCI to keep making money out of that, but as an audience you lose focus
Mm,
because you want to really follow the team who's going to play the World Cup. Yeah,
yeah.
for example, you are going to follow the one team, one fixed team who's going to make you believe that they can win the World Cup. Now
Mm,
when there are 3 4 teams and there are 20 25 players playing in different teams, then what happens is you lose interest
mm,
and you cannot follow that much. Yeah, and at the
mm,
same time, as a fan, one format tends to suffer. Yeah,
mm.
for someone like who for an audience who like 2020 or for test, for example, one day is the one which is feels suffering. The reason is because it's a long format. For
Mm,
a full day to watch, Test cricket is the real form of the cricket. So people who
mm.
genuinely love cricket, they still
Yeah.
like Test cricket, and
Yes.
there are still some great matches going on. And the number of draws have becoming less, so people
Mm,
have still interest in the Test
yes.
matches.
Yes.
But because the 2020 is the quicker version of one days, people
Mm,
tend to prefer that more. Yeah,
mm.
and that is why I believe one day cricket is dying.
Dying.
One of the format is
Mm,
suffering just because of the World Cup. Yes, people may still cling to it, but I would say after World Cup, it's really going to suffer.
yeah. Completely agreed. So I think there comes a day where there will be only two formats of cricket. One is
Yeah,
T20, another one is Test.
that's
And
it.
I think in between, any between these two, whatever, if they reduce from 50 to something else, I think that love is not there anymore. So
Mm,
maybe there is a hardcore love for T20 and Test, but I've never seen people crying out for ODIs cricket anymore. So
yeah,
hopefully in the future we'll see only the best quality cricket in T20 and Test formats. So
yeah.
that will bring me to the next topic, which is in our recent white ball series, there have been two superstars who are doing very, very good. So
Mm,
one is Surya Kumar Yadav,
mm,
another one is Subman Gill.
mm,
I I'm very much impressed with the rise of these two players, and I know like I heard about Surya Kumar Yadav in 2014 when he was playing for
mm.
KKR with this wrist work, the shots he plays in
Amazing.
behind the keeper, fantastic player. And I never rated Subman player as a consistent player, but
Mm.
he
Now
surprised
he's
me.
really
So
yes.
what do you think of these
Uh,
two players?
yeah, I think it's the passing of the baton. You see, it's the
Mm,
next generation. Virat Kohli recently tweeted, "The future is here." So
mm,
it's the passing. Yeah, when Sachin and Dravid Ganguly was there, they were passing it to Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma. And now with Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, they are passing it on to Surya Kumar and Shubman Gill. I think this is the next generation in the future.
yeah.
The way the used to have adapted their game to their
Mm,
current the style of play. It's
mm,
amazing. Nobody can play 360 shots like Surya Kumar does.
mm,
Yes, people used to paddle these shots. He actually hits them for six.
yeah.
Yeah, so these are the kind of innovation he has brought to the game.
Mm,
And I think nobody in the world, I think it's a better 2020 player than Surya Kumar. I would
yeah.
say even at yeah, he can bat at any position, but I would say he should be a permanent number 4 in our team. Yeah, if
Yeah.
Virat Kohli is there, he should be a permanent. He can finish matches. He
Mm,
can come out early and play in the early overs if the wickets are down.
mm,
Yeah, I would say he's a complete 20 batsman. And I think we should be giving him a chance even in one days as well.
yeah.
For Shubman Gill, I completely agree with you. When he first came, I
Mm,
did not think that he would be a permanent opener. Like I thought he would be in and out like Prithvi
yeah.
Shaw, or he
Yeah.
would be in and out like not super consistent.
Mm,
But over the last two series, yeah, his form has been exemplary. I would say some of the shots he has played, not just shots. I think the temperament which he has shown
mm,
to not just score 60, 70s, but to go and score a 200, yeah, or really some big 200, big innings. I think that for me is the game changer. Yeah, I would
yeah.
say, yeah, we needed openers like this. Yeah, we
Mm,
need someone like Sehwag who can, Rohit Sharma who can play
mm.
these innings. And I think we've just found someone hopefully, and I hope we can continue this form even
Exactly.
overseas. Yeah,
Exactly.
if we
Now that's
can.
a big test for him, and I really hope he does well in the future. So, if you see Surya Kumar Yadav, the way he played in last T20 World Cup, I think our Indian batter should learn from him. See,
Mm,
the Indian T20 players' approach is totally different from
mm,
other country openers. They
mm,
are so like calculated with every shot, you know. But Surya Kumar Yadav, from the first ball
no,
onwards, he
from the
knows
first
only
one,
one
yeah,
thing. That's the
yes,
Sehwag mantra. Like
mm,
that is what working in T20. But
yes,
I see it is. I know all the players I'm going to name now, like KL Rahul,
Mm.
um, Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli. They're very, very calculative with their approach. Like
Mm.
in the first 6 overs, they play out the bowlers, and
Play
then
out, yeah.
I
Mm.
think building innings in T20, no chance.
No
This is
chance,
not the
yeah.
format for it.
Mm.
I think that's missing. I think Surya Kumar Yadav is the game changer. I think we need more players like Surya Kumar Yadav in our Indian
Yes,
T20 team.
for sure. Yes,
Yeah.
for sure. It is really unfortunate that Rishabh Pant had that accident, but I think he had that mindset to actually go from the first ball. If he was
Yeah.
given the chance, he was one player. Hardik is definitely,
Yeah.
but I think if you're just talking about 2020, we definitely need that mindset. Yeah. That is why Kohli and Rohit decided to step out of this 2020 series recently to give Rahul Tripathi another the chance to see if they have the kind of the same mindset. But I think Surya Kumar is the leading example, which every batsman should really follow, and this is how T20 should be played. No matter if you are an opener, if you are number 5, if you are number 6, yeah,
Should
you have to keep in mind that that 200, 220 is the target now. Yeah, you cannot survive with 140, 150 in these pitches.
Fantastic. So that is about T20 cricket. Now a big series is coming, and it's being played in India. And I think if I have to name two best Test cricket teams in the world at the moment, it has to be India, Australia, and recently England is doing good. Okay, so Australia is coming to India and for border Gavaskar series, and if India wins that, we'll play ICC Test Championships finals.
Yes.
Okay, but the problem here is in this Australian cricket team is something different. Okay, it's built differently, I would say, and but India has a very good record in India in Tests, so it's going to be a very, very good contest. So, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I would say I first started following Border Gavaskar Trophy. It started when the VVS Lakshman and Dravid partnership came. That's changed the whole mindset. We always used to lose against Australia whenever we traveled there. But in India, that's when we first started with clicking with our spin bowling. With Harbhajan Kumble spinning magic and Lakshman, Sachin scoring, Dravid. So for me, the Border Gavaskar craze started from there. And then we won in Australia against Ranveer Kumble captaincy 2007. It's a big moment. So, but what changed there? Yeah, what changed was that we found some weaknesses in there. Yeah, if they cannot play spin bowling, or we need to have attacking openers like Sehwag. This is what we need again if we want to beat them. They are not coming unprepared. They are not that Australian side who cannot play spin. Steve Smith is an excellent spin player. Yeah,
same as Marnus.
Same as Labuschagne. So they have openers who can play spin well. So it's not the same Australian team who can not play on dusty pitches. Yes, they will struggle, but they can also get us out. They have Nathan Lloyd, who's an excellent spinner.
Yes.
Yeah, and we have historically struggled against Nathan Lloyd even in Australian pitches. Yeah, even though we were always told that Indians are great players of spin, but we have struggled. So what we need to beat Australia here is a combined team performance, which would be not just spin bowling. We need to be attacking in the fast bowling front as well. Yeah, we have seen some good fast bowling in the recent Test matches. So that is what we need. Plus, we need some big scores on the top. We need openers who can put up a 100-run stand, like Sehwag and Akash Chopra, for example. Sehwag or Wasim Jafar used to do like 100 before the lunch session. Yeah, first 100 for no loss in 30 overs. This is the mindset we need in the beginning. That will set the momentum for the rest of the series. And for example, Shubman Gill and the opener is a great example. They can do that.
The problem here is we have 15-man squad announced for the first two tests, right? If you are a selector, if I am a selector, if you are given an option to select, if you are a captain, right? If you are Rohit Sharma, and you have to pick your 11 for the first test match, which is starting on 9th of February. So you have to make choice, okay?
Yeah.
Rohit Sharma is starting as opener. Now, between KL Rahul and Shubman Gill, you have to pick only one. So how do you pick now?
Yeah, I would say Shubman Gill just because of his form. We have historically had that mindset to always go with the names and not with the form. But with this series, you cannot leave Shubman Gill out. The way he has performed, it is very risky to leave him out. Yes, so I would say Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill.
But the problem here is KL Rahul is the vice captain of Indian Test cricket team.
I would say that's the thing. Maybe there is another spot he can play. But that's the thing,
No, it's tough now. See, they have to
really
play. So now you are going with Shubman Gill.
I'm going with for my bet. Yes, he's a vice captain. I understand, but
I would say Shubman Gill as well. Like to be honest, from last couple of years, KL Rahul has been poor, especially in the big games. Okay, he will score against small teams like Zimbabwe, Bangladesh. No disrespect to them, but he's not performing when it matters, right? If it is not meaningful, he'll score a 50 in T20. Like useless. Like, we need to give chances to Subman Gill now, the kind of form he's in. So you are going, I'm same as you. So first Subman Gill, number 2 Rohit Sharma. I think we should not talk about number 3 and 4. They are given.
They are
So
fixed.
Pujara and Kohli.
Pujara and Kohli will stay. Yes.
So now the next spot is up for grab for Shreyas Iyer or Suryakumar Yadav. Suryakumar Yadav first time included in a test team. And so the discussion here is Shreyas Iyer is not fit. Okay, if he's fit, I think there is a debate. But if you have to choose between Shreyas Iyer and Suryakumar Yadav,
yeah, it's really a tough choice. But here, because it's an important series, I would go with a little bit of more experience. Yeah, instead of debuting Suryakumar Yadav, yes, he may be an excellent choice. He may come and perform a 200. That's not a problem. He's such a talented player. But for me, if he is fit, I would say Shreyas Iyer deserves a chance because he has performed. Yeah, he's definitely not a bad player. He has a good technique. He can actually bat for long hours. Yeah, and he has that defensive approach also, which you need sometimes. Batting with Pujara, if you have to play out for a draw, he's that kind of batsman. So with number 5, we need someone like VVS Lakshman used to that kind of a role. Yeah, we don't need someone like Suryakumar, for example. Yeah, yes, he might kind of play that inning. But this series will not be the right time for him to make a debut. Maybe a next series we can try it out. But I would say go with Shreyas Iyer.
Okay, good analysis there. But the problem is, again, Suryakumar form has been fantastic, exceptional in the last series, and he has been prolific run scorer for Mumbai in Ranjis. So he's not new to red ball cricket. So, but considering the international test experience, I would again go with Shreyas Iyer. I'll agree with you. So we have number 5 started. Now the problem, number 6, it was reserved for Rishabh Pant, but unfortunately, he's not available for this series. Now there are 2 options. One is KS Bharat, another one is Ishan Kishan. So what's your pick?
I would say Ishan Kishan is the easiest choice, especially because if we are leaving out KL Rahul, we need a wicketkeeper. And Ishan Kishan can play that role. Yeah, he can play a wicketkeeper. Plus, at this time, he can play the role of a Gilchrist. Coming in at number 6, and you want to bat with tailenders who can really bat fast and score some quick runs. That is where Ishan Kishan can really play that role. Yeah, so he's an all-round combination as a wicketkeeper, playing with the tailender. So Ishan Kishan is my choice.
Yeah, no, but this is where I disagree with you because recently Ishan Kishan has been poor except the 200. Okay, and in T20 his form is very, very bad, and I would say, I know how KS Bharat plays. He plays for Andhra Ranji, so he is one of the trusted players in Andhra Ranji team. And in a test team, I'm not more of a dashing player. I kind of need that. I don't like that. Maybe someone who builds innings and then let Shreyash or someone to go with it. But I would go, if I had a chance, I would go with KS Bharat. Not just because he's there in the Indian test squad for a long time as a reserve or as a second backup, and it is so hard if you don't get this chance.
Don't get a chance, for sure. I mean, yes, there are always.
He's been hanging there after Wriddhiman Saha not doing well, and then that KS Bharat has been our second choice keeper, and I would be very, very disappointed if he don't start tomorrow.
I know. Yeah, that's the trade-off. It's a privilege that we have to choose between such a good options. Yeah, it's such a great thing. But at the same time, I believe this is such an important series, and I don't think they would risk it, even though he deserves a chance. But I would say,
we'll see. So number 6 is let's say whoever it is. Let's say I go with KS Bharat, you go with Ishan Kishan. I think next to 2 spots are very, very crucial. Okay, so Jadeja forms is subjective. I'm not really sure if he's fit by Thursday. So it is difficult to play a test in India without him.
No, it is.
Yeah. So
he gets through his overs quickly. Yeah, we need to win Jadeja.
So let's think like Jadeja is playing. So it is Jadeja number 7, Ashwin number 8. No discussions there.
Yes.
So we have 3 more places. So are you going with 3 pacers or 2 pacers, 1 more spinner?
I would say I would go with the equal combination because Ashwin is there and we are assuming Jadeja is also in. Yeah, we don't need another spinner. I would say we can go with 3 quicks. Yeah, simply because of the fact that I would say
we are playing in India, by the way.
Yeah, I know, but it would add that variation in the squad. Yeah, but depending on firstly the conditions, if we are preparing that dusty surface, where it will spin from day one, then of course we need 3 spinners. Yeah, but I would go with that one place which is flexible depending on the pitch. Yeah, if there is a slightly green change where some Indian pitches are.
So now we are playing in Nagpur, so it is there has a reputation of a belter, so it's going to be a run feast. Okay,
Yeah,
especially the fourth day, fifth day it might turn, but
yes,
so
but sometimes they kind of wait till they look at the pitch on that day itself in
yeah.
the morning. Yeah, how it
Mm,
is, how the conditions are. So I would say yes. Let's go with, I would say, two quicks,
mm,
two spinners, and
mm.
Ravin Jadeja. I would say, yeah,
Okay,
if that is the case, that it's a completely flat deck and
okay,
a run belter.
perfect.
Yeah.
So
So
as a ninth,
yeah,
then, so you're going
nine.
with three spinners, two pacers. So
Yes.
now for the ninth position, you have
Hmm.
to choose between Akshar Patel, who has
Hmm.
been excellent in Indian
Hmm.
series, and Kuldeep Yadav.
Hmm. Yeah, I would go with Akshar Patel. The
Yeah.
reason is, for me, he's a good batter.
Mm,
Yeah, he can bat better than Kuldeep. Second thing is, he is uh, more of a street smart
mm,
player, I would
mm,
say. Yeah,
mm,
Kuldeep Yadav, if you are able to pick him, it is also very easy to score against him. And I think he's a better white ball spinner
Okay.
than Akshar Patel. Akshar Patel can really go through his overs quickly. Yeah, he
Mm,
can
mm, mm,
wipe up the tail very quickly with his fast, sliders which he does. Yeah,
mm.
same with Ravin Jadeja also. I think these are the two spinners I would really heavily rely on if
Okay.
Ashwin is struggling, for example, for some
Okay.
reason.
But
I
there
will
is
go
an
with.
argument for Kuldeep. So because you see, in our team, we already have a finger spinner in Ravindra Jadeja. Why you need
Hmm.
another finger spinner in Akshar? Because Kuldeep is different. He's a Chinaman.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
I'm
Yeah,
basically,
it's a
though
good
I'm saying
argument.
all that, but I
Hmm.
still go with Akshar Patel because he's fantastic in the field. He's very good batter. It's a good all-rounder, a
Exactly.
great replacement
Exactly.
for Ravindra Jadeja. So if
Yeah,
Jadeja is not fit, then I would play Akshar Patel and Kuldeep both,
for
and
sure.
that will leave us two bowling options. So we have Sami, Mohammad
Hmm.
Shami, and Mohammad Siraj, who has been doing very good in ODI and is the number one ODI bowler, and number three is Umesh Yadav.
Hmm.
I'm not sure if
Yeah.
I'm missing any other fast bowler. I think there are only three
Hmm.
options. Let
Yeah. So you
me.
say Umesh Yadav, Siraj. Yeah, I'll also check.
So I
And Mohammad
think
Shami. Yeah.
Jaydev Unatkad.
Okay.
So yeah. So
Yeah,
whom are you
I would
choosing out
say.
of these four?
Yeah, I would say Umesh Yadav is a definite yes. The
Okay.
reason for it, he's quick, first
Mm-hmm.
of all, and I think he has that experience
Mm,
of so many years now, bowling tirelessly, yeah, going for long spells and still maintaining his speed. Yeah, I
mm,
think he's been the consistent one. He doesn't really always go for runs. Yeah, and he's the one who can actually ball alongside any other spinner who's
mm,
taking it. So you can have that combination going. Plus, I would say. In test format against the opposition like this, you need also one experienced fast bowler, yeah, who can
mm,
also lead the fast bowling side. Yeah, so definitely Unatkar is kind of not the one you would look for in the beginning, but definitely I would say Umesh Yadav. Second choice for me would be Mohammad Shami.
mm.
Reason for it that is again not just because of experience, but because of the uh, pace he's got.
Mm.
Another thing I would say,
He
yeah,
is very good in a reverse swing.
he is good
Okay.
in reverse swing. In India, reverse swing a lot, especially with the old ball. I
Mm,
think he can really wipe that tail. We have seen him, yeah,
yeah.
cleaning up the tail also very quickly. And I think he would go well with Umesh Yadav. Yeah,
Umesh
it's
Yadav.
just a
Okay.
good partnership. Yeah, if you had
Fantastic.
Bumrah, that's a different story.
Oh
But
yeah.
I think these two would be the top two
Yeah.
options.
Okay, so I would change slightly there. I would again go with Mohammad Shami as number 10. So I've never seen any Indian fast bowler who can bowl reverse swing as good as
Reverse
Mohammad
swing,
Shami.
Mohammad Shami.
So in Indian series, I will definitely put him there. And number 11. So I feel, in my opinion, Umesh Yadav is a bit erratic. So he can
Mm,
miss his lines for important moments. And though he is very experienced, but I still go with Mohammad Siraj, who has been doing very good in ODIs, and
mm,
he's did very well in Australia, against Australia in the last 2021
mm.
2022
True.
series. So
Yes.
he had Pfeiffer. So I would go with Mohammad Siraj there. So I think,
Mm,
however we take it, it is a fantastic 11, and
it
this team
is.
should completely win the Test series.
This team.
So
Yes.
now to close this podcast, Vaibhav, what are your predictions for this Test series?
Yeah.
So it's a three-match series.
Yeah. I would say we win it. We win it 2-1.
2-1. Okay. So I'm going 3-0.
Super. I
So
would
I
say,
need to,
yeah.
like, I've never been this confident with India because we were been doing very, very good in Australia, and in home pitches, I think we'll do very, very good. So I would say 3-0 India.
My heart really says 3-0. Yeah. It's just that my analysis sometimes bring me, let's be realistic, maybe
Okay,
2-1,
good.
but I would be more happy if it is
Okay.
3-0 first.
Let's again do a podcast after the first test. And it was really nice talking to you. And hopefully, next time we meet, India might have already won the first test match against Australia, and then we'll talk about the performances in that.
For
Have
sure.
a good day.
Do a small celebration.
Take care, man. Bye
I
bye.
hope that really nice talking to you. Take care.
Bye bye.
Bye.